this is what I am learning, that things are not going to always go in the way that you want them to go. And this year in general, just with my injury and everything, has very much taught me that life is gonna life and life is going to happen. And it's all about how we flow with it, how we engage with it, how we respond to it. Hi guys, and welcome back to another entry in the Solitude Diaries. I'm Michelle Brianna, and welcome back. Thank you for being here with me and for joining me on this journey of navigating through life, navigating through the healing journey, the spiritual journey. And, I really struggled with recording today because I'm not really feeling much like talking. I've been navigating through kind of a bit of a rocky landscape, in the sense that I'm battling myself internally. So I am naturally a person that is very action forward, solutions based, organized, disciplined. Like, that is very much my nature. And I grew up very structured and following one step after the other and being able to really push through and pummel through even when I don't feel like it. So I have all of that programming in me, and I have all of that innately in me as well. And what I'm noticing is happening for me now is I'm really trying to learn balance. And balance is something that really takes time, and I think it's the reason why so many people don't go on journeys of balance. We tend to skew either on the extreme one way or another way. And life really is about sacred balance. It is about blending and finding the sweet spot of our masculine energy and our feminine energies. And for so much of my life, I have really operated in the space of masculine energy. So when we think of masculine energy, that is the energy that is the doer, versus feminine energy, which tends to be more of that receiving energy. It's more of that going and being in the flow energy. And so we all, as human beings, consist of both energies. Whether you identify as a male or a female, you have both of these energies within you, because both of these energies exist in our world. And so if they exist in our world, therefore they exist within us as well. And what happens is most of us tend to skew one way or the other. And then that can show up in ways where, for me personally, I have a really hard time asking for help for things. I can be very hyper focused on getting things done. And what I am learning, and this year in particular has really, really taught me that, is learning to be in flow more and learning to really find balance between the doing and the being, because life really is a mixture of both. And what I'm trying to find the balance with is, how do I show up in these digital spaces consistently while also allowing myself space to be? I can be a person that can be very rigid in how I structure things. And this is why I really have allowed myself a lot of flexibility when it comes to certain routines and rituals that I have, because I know myself. And it's important on this journey to really get to know yourself and get to know what it is that you tend to naturally gravitate toward and what it is that you need. So I naturally am pretty structured. Developing structure and systems and process are what I naturally gravitate toward. So what I'm learning and what I am starting to do is incorporate in more of that flow and more of that feminine energy. But on the other side, you may be someone who is very much in flow and very much in that feminine energy. And what you are needing in your life is more of that masculine, is more of that structure and more of that discipline. But we have to go through the process in order to really figure out how to find the balance. So showing up today on camera felt hard for me because I'm feeling a little funny in my energy. I'm navigating through some things. I'm processing through some emotions. And if I'm being very honest, I didn't really feel like recording. But I'm really trying to keep a promise to myself to remain consistent. And the consistency schedule that I have developed for YouTube is one video a week posted on Wednesdays. So today's Wednesday. It is Wednesday morning that I'm recording this, and I was not feeling like it yesterday. I didn't feel like it on Monday. And so now here we are Wednesday, and I'm battling with myself because I'm like, oh my goodness, I just don't feel like it. But then on the other side, I'm like, okay, but Michelle, you really do want to try to build this muscle and still continue to show up consistently, even when you don't always feel like doing it. And so I'm learning about this balance. And what I was originally going to come on here and talk about, as I started talking about it, it just didn't feel right to me. It felt off, and I don't want to force myself to do things that don't feel right, because that's not being in flow. When we are forcing ourselves to do things or go places or engage in certain activities that really don't align with us, we are going against our energy. We are going against the flow. And so the balance that I found in this was, you know what, Michelle? Open up the camera and just talk about what you're navigating through. Yeah, you had a topic that you wanted to go into and wanted to dive into, but it wasn't feeling right as I started talking about it. And so instead of completely being like, you know what, forget it, I'm just not going to record a video this week, let me instead reframe how I'm looking at this and reframe how I'm thinking about this, and just show up and just be you, and show up and just talk about what it is that you're navigating through. And this feels more easeful. This feels right. This feels in flow. And this is what I am learning, that things are not going to always go in the way that you want them to go. And this year in general, just with my injury and everything, has very much taught me that life is gonna life, and life is going to happen. And it's all about how we flow with it, how we engage with it, how we respond to it. And so instead of just completely just nixing this whole thing and being like, F it, no video this week, I'm still gonna show up, and I'm just gonna show up differently. And so I really just want to emphasize the aspect of the journey that is finding balance and figuring out what works for you, that allows you to still keep those promises to yourself, because that is really important. It is important for us to hold true these things that we have told ourselves that we're going to do, but also staying true to how we're feeling in the moment and how we're feeling about it. And I just want to encourage any of you out there who are watching that when you're starting to get these feelings of like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, add in a bit of a reframe and think about, okay, how can I still show up for myself in a way that feels good to me in this moment? And I think you'll find your answer. You'll find your middle ground, and you'll start to figure out how to find balance between that sacred doing and that sacred being. So this is me still showing up, just showing up a little differently than how I planned to do it, but it's still me showing up and keeping that promise that I'm making to myself so that I can continue to remain consistent in doing these videos, showing up, getting comfortable, talking in front of the camera, getting comfortable with being seen. That's what all of this is really about. And so I just want to say that I'm proud of myself for still showing up today, because this almost did not happen. And any of you who may be navigating a space of feeling just unsure and just feeling like, ugh, like not wanting to do it, really just think about, how can I still show up for myself, but still honor where it is that I am? So that's today's entry in the Solitude Diaries, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.